St. Lawrence returned to practice this week after a 10-1 loss to Maine with several questions to answer. The first, what exactly happened out there?
Last weekend, just a rough start. They scored 29 seconds in, and they just kept on coming at us. I mean, it was tough to stop. You know, I guess they had three. They were 3-4 on the power play in the first period, and that kind of killed us. And then it just snowballed after that. So,
Cassavaugh was one of 3 goalies to play against Maine. Robbie Moss and Kane Teasy didn't fare very well either, but all 3 say they're ready to move on.
Well, I'm already past it. I mean, those things happen. You gotta understand that. And, I mean, it's gonna happen from time to time. I mean, last year Harvard lost 10-1 against North Dakota. I mean, these things happen, and you just gotta get past it and move on to the next game.
You gotta have a short memory. You just gotta forget about it. You gotta look forward to the next games, just like we've been doing this weekend. We're having this week in practice. We're having a good week of practice, and you just gotta move on, and you gotta get the next points that you can.
A win Friday night just erases everything we did on Saturday. I mean, it's non-conference, it really doesn't mean much, but obviously we all want to forget about it as soon as possible.
Ahead for St. Lawrence is a home-and-home series with Clarkson. The Saints should have its full roster close to intact come Friday. Starting forwards Kyle Flanagan and Jeremiah Cunningham have missed multiple games and say they're ready to return.
Super frustrating. You know, I hate having to watch the team play, let alone have to listen to it on the radio or something, especially after a tough weekend like we had in Maine. I've never had a injury like this, where I've had to sit out for 3 weeks and sit there and rehab and ice and rehab. So it's frustrating, but at the same time, try to speed up the process to get back as soon as possible.
I hope so. I feel pretty good about it right now. I'm just gonna have to be careful with contact and stuff like that. But I'm planning on playing. So.
And there isn't a better time to come back than against Clarkson.
Well, it means a lot since we lost in that non-conference game. That was a good crowd too, but obviously we're a management's league. League play, there's 4 points on the line, so it's 4 point. Every point is huge. 4 points on the line for a weekend is huge.
For the goalies, it's time to refocus and stop St. Lawrence's 2-game skid and get back in the win column.
It'd be huge because we win this weekend, we forget about last weekend, we move up in the ECAC standings, and it's like last weekend never even happened. And it's going to be a huge step forward in the future for us.
Reporting for the Watertown Daily Times, I'm Dan Cassavaugh.